we are so delighted to bring to you Curtis Dvorak and Emily Gmitter. Okay, I said it right. She is an interpretive specialist with the Jacksonville Zoo and Botanical Gardens. And as you know, Curtis is the wildlife wanderer extraordinaire who has his own walk-up music.
I love the music. Always love the music and the walk-up.
Thanks to Scotty Young.
Yeah, no, we got some live animal in the studio today besides me. But yeah, Emily was nice enough to come here and bring. I forgot what's our little guy's name?
Samwise.
Samwise.
Samwise?
Samwise, yeah.
Oh, very nice. Spell that because I thought it was the Lord of the Rings guy.
Yeah, Samwise.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
Yeah,
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, we have Samwise and Pippin.
Okay, so we have lots of Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter references this week.
Yeah, we got some creative names. Our animal specialists give some of our animals some creative names. There's definitely you can see some trends. You can tell which movies the specialists like based off of some of the names. I think our goats.
Yeah, we have a Game of Thrones theme with some of our birds.
Yeah.
Lots of different cool themes.
Yeah.
Very cool. So first of all, what do you have going on at the zoo? We'll talk about this week and then coming up.
Yeah, so yesterday we had another one of our $10 Tuesdays. It was packed, just like the other ones have. I think we have one more of those coming up, so you can still get in on some of that fun. There's still the Endless Summer Pass. You can buy basically one day. You purchase one day ticket, and you get to come back. It's basically a season pass up until September 30th, kind of a summer season pass. You can still buy those up until like the first week of September.
How much are those?
It's just basically you buy a one-day ticket.
Okay.
You buy a ticket to go to the zoo for one day.
So a little cheaper than an annual
Not the
membership.
$10 Tuesday. You can't buy the $10 Tuesday and turn that into Endless Summer. But yeah, you just buy a regular admission ticket. Say for today, you were buying one, and you basically turn that into, you'll get to come back every day until September 30th. So it's kind of like a mini season pass up until September 30th. So you got that going on, and then the big news obviously is Brew at the Zoo is back September 12th, but right now until August 1st is the early bird pricing. So that's why I wanted to get on and like let people know, like, if you like to drink cheaper, then buy your tickets before August 1st.
So you have about a week.
Yeah, about a week. Get your tickets for Brew at the Zoo. And it gets close to sell out. We're getting, this is the third year in a row, I think, of it. And it's just getting bigger and bigger each year.
How is the manatee exhibit going? And both of you can chime in on that because I know you were there, Emily, for that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, everyone was there. But since we had you last on the show, Curtis, there have been some really happy developments with the manatees.
Yeah. I'll tell them we got to release Alpine, which was really cool over in Crystal River. And we're hopeful that Cullen will make weight here soon. He's on the it's like a wrestler. He's got to make weight. We've got to get up to weight, not down to weight.
Yeah,
what
and
weight
then
does he have to get?
So it'll probably be around 700 pounds. That's what Alpine was at when he was released.
And what is he at now?
He's around 600 pounds right now.
Okay, so poor thing has to gain 100 pounds.
A lot of lettuce in that tank. He'll get there.
A couple 100 pounds of lettuce every day that we put in there. So.
And you said Francesco is getting close?
Yeah, he's pretty close. He'll be next. So a few months down the line, hopefully he'll be ready to go.
That must be so rewarding for you. And, bittersweet because you're saying goodbye to them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just so cool to see them go back out to the wild and get healthy again. It's really fun to see the whole process, and we get a lot of guests coming in to check them out. We do behind-the-scenes tours to check out the new facility and everything, so that's a really fun way for guests to get involved in their rehabilitation process.
I was driving around St. Augustine, and I saw there were two trucks. One was a manatee release truck. I took a picture of it, but I don't know what it was called, and the other was Fish and Wildlife.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, my gosh, I wonder if those are the manatees from the zoo being released, because it was a release van. It was some kind of, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it might have been gotten a call. Maybe FWC got a call.
Yeah, so it's FWC's truck that we use when we go out on rescues. They let us use it, which is really great. So they go out on rescues, sometimes just to check on manatees. So they're going out all the time.
How many calls do you get frequently, or is it frequently that you get calls about manatees? Because I'm assuming some people don't call Fish and Wildlife. I'm assuming some people call the zoo and say, oh my gosh, there's a manatee in distress.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard of people calling the zoo directly. I'm sure it has happened. But we keep the FWC hotline out posted at the zoo by the manatees. So we try to teach everybody to call FWC because they're the ones with all the equipment and everything to go out and do the rescues.
And
luckily, it's not like a daily thing where
Yeah.
we're getting calls on manatees, thankfully.
And that's what I was just going to ask is, do you think that over time, it's been too soon to tell, but over time, just the educational aspects of what's going on at the zoo with regard to manatees is going to decrease the number of manatees that are getting injured? I mean, that might be difficult with the increasing population that we have.
That's the hope. Obviously, the hope of our entire system there. The whole point of that is to give people awareness, also inspire people. I talked about this 30 years ago when I moved to Florida and got out on a boat and got to go over to Crystal River and swam with a snorkel mask on and saw these manatees. It changed the way. It changed the way I boat. And so that's what we're hoping. We're hoping people see these manatees in the tank, and they see how peaceful they are. They see how slow moving they are, and realize, hey, when you see those signs on the water, the no wake zone because of manatees, it's not just to ruin your fun. It's not to be, you got to slow down here. Around the docks, around the bridges. Just give them a chance. Slow down a little bit, and because 90+% of the reasons we have to go rescue one is because of boat strikes, unfortunately. And it's really neat seeing the people who've never seen them before, because it is a really cool view. It's like you're swimming under the water with them because you're standing on that glass and you can see them right there a couple feet away from you. And a question I got yesterday, Emily, you'll chuckle at this a little bit. I had some people walk by us and go, "Hey, are there any manatees in there?" I go, "Yeah, there's two." They're like, "We saw two, but those were just statues." And I was like, "What?" They were just sitting there at the bottom. And I'm like, "Oh, they're sleeping."
It happens every day. We get that every day.
They think they're fake or that they're worse. They're like, "Oh no, they're dead." And I'm like, "No, that's how they sleep." And if you stand there long enough, you'll see them slowly rise to the surface, take a breath, and drop back down. It's such a peaceful way to sleep. But yeah, they were sleeping. So they're sleeping, folks. They're not statues.
They're okay.
They're
but
not
nonetheless,
dead.
if you think one of them is in distress, please notify somebody.
Absolutely.
Are manatees nocturnal or diurnal, or how does that?
They're pretty active during the day. They're pretty much diurnal. So yeah, they are pretty active, but you will see them sleeping a lot during the day too. They're not going to sleep for very long periods of time. They'll take breaks. They'll eat. They'll sleep. Go back and forth.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
It is a good life. I want to be a manatee when I come back. I think that we live in such a magical place. I was walking on the beach a couple of days ago, and I won't say where it is because I don't want these guys to be exploited, but I saw something bopping its head up out of the water, and then we saw another one, and it was a sea turtle. And so there were a couple of sea turtles like right by the water in the middle of the day, and somebody who was on a boat saw them as well. And one of the kids started crying.
Oh, wow.
And said, "Oh, my goodness, they're so beautiful." Yeah. And it was just such a magical thing to see that.
Yeah.
And we do live in such a magical area.
It is. We have so much wildlife around us. I mean, we're surrounded, luckily, we're surrounded by marshes that can't be built on. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have this wildlife around us for a long time.
So, Emily, you brought in a friend today, and for those who are not watching us, you will be able to see this online at WOKV.com afterward because Chase and Jordana are taking video, lots of video. And who is this you brought us?
So this is Samwise. Samwise is a blue-tongued skink, and she's just chilling out in her travel habitat right now. So she's one of our ambassador animals. So she comes out to do things like this, presentations, encounters for school groups, all sorts of stuff.
How old is Samwise?
She's 9 years old.
Okay, and how is that in the lifespan of a skink?
So she's about middle age. They can live to like 15 to 20 years, so she's still got a long life left ahead of her.
And where did Samwise come from?
So she was actually born at the North Carolina Zoo with a few others. So we also have Pippin, who was born at the North Carolina Zoo, so 2 hobbits. And then there's a couple others that were born there that went to other zoos.
And are these related to the skinks that we see like running around in our yards?
So they are related, but not super closely. These guys, as you can see, are a lot bigger. So these guys are from Australia, so complete opposite side of the world.
How big is she? I'm like trying to
So she's a little over a foot long from head to tail. Yeah, so she's pretty large, pretty chunky too. So those skinks in your yards, they're a lot smaller. You don't really have to worry about them, but these guys do have a pretty strong bite, which people do have to watch out for. But other than that, they're completely harmless. They're definitely good to have around. They control pests.
So a bite, venomous bite, or just ouch?
No, it would just hurt. Yeah, it would definitely hurt. But they're not venomous. They do trick predators into thinking that they're venomous. So with that blue tongue in their name, they have a very bright blue tongue. And bright colors in the wild usually means venom or poison. So they are able to protect themselves with that bright blue tongue.
But she's not very brightly colored except for her tongue, right?
Right, yeah. It's just a tongue. So they'll stick it out if there's a predator, and they'll tell them, back off. Maybe I'll hurt you. They won't, but they'll trick them into thinking that.
And what is the relationship, if there is one, between skinks and lizards?
That's a good question. We get that a lot. So a skink is a lizard, but not every lizard is a skink. So with skinks, it's going to be their body is a little bit different. It's more cylindrical. They're going to have kind of short, stubby legs, not much of a neck, whereas most lizards, like the ones that we see around here, they have that longer neck. They're a little more agile, longer legs, slimmer body.
It seems like we have so many different types of lizards and skinks or whatever in our natural environs here in Northeast Florida. Any idea on how many types of lizards and skinks there are around here?
Oh, man, I don't know. There are so many different kinds.
But I mean,
see
is
a new
it
one every
hundreds, dozens?
Hundreds for sure, yeah.
My kids can tell you they love catching the anoles. The anoles all over the backyard. They catch them nonstop.
So when I was little, I think, I was in all these science classes, and they would try to do, without saying or encouraging anybody, cryogenic experiments on those little animals. Yeah. So you guys know what I mean. But they almost always passed the little experimental test there. But it was very sad to see. But the last time I was in South Florida, there were all different types of new lizards around. And a biologist had told me that's because people get them as pets.
Oh, yeah.
Release them, or they get out, and now there are all these lizards around, and that must be a problem.
Yeah, so that's what happens with these guys. They're really cute. They're a pretty common pet, so a lot of people get them. They don't realize that they could live to 20 years old, and they can't take care of them for that whole time. And maybe if they don't handle them enough, they can get aggressive with them. And so it just gets to be too much for them. So we try to encourage people to really look into their pets before they get them, so that we don't end up with all of these guys released into the wild.
So if they do get released in the wild, I'm assuming that they can propagate pretty heftily.
Yeah, so they can do pretty well. And the problem is they're going to start eating things that we don't want them to eat, native animals. And that's really going to hurt the whole environment.
So what do skinks eat? You had said insects and things like that, but what else?
Yeah, so right now you can see she has some mealworms in there, but they are just opportunistic omnivores, so they will kind of eat whatever is available to them. They will eat fruits, leafy greens, little insects, maybe occasionally a small mammal.
So if people see a skink like this, I mean, I think this would stand out for sure because she's so large. She's 12 inches, right?
Yeah.
Ish. If they do see something like that in the wild that, is not native, what should they do?
So they should call FWC, and then FWC can go out and they can handle that animal. They can relocate it, or if it's an animal that's from the complete opposite side of the world, they can capture it and then find a good home for it.
And because we are in Florida, these folks do well pretty much everywhere. Are there species that are endangered in our area that you specifically want people to look out for and make sure that we don't injure?
Yeah, so I would say the most important ones are going to be the turtles and tortoises. So gopher tortoises specifically, they are ones that we really need to watch out for. They get injured a lot from car strikes and construction equipment strikes. So if you're ever going to do any sort of construction, digging, anything like that around your property, you need to make sure you check for those gopher tortoise burrows, because those guys are so important. Those burrows can be homes to lots of animals whenever fires come through, so they keep a lot of animals safe. So that's pretty much the main one.
Is that throughout Northeast Florida?
Yeah,
so
throughout Northeast Florida. They are considered a keystone species, so they are very important to the environment. And one that we all really need to look out for when you're going through dunes and stuff. They're going to be in the sand dunes, so that's a good reason not to step on the sand dunes, stay on the paths.
Yeah, we also, reminder out there, folks, if you see a turtle, in the road and you want to be that good Samaritan, you're going to get out and take the turtle out of the road. Bring the turtle to the side of the road it was pointed towards. Don't take it back to, even if it's closer to the other side. If it was pointed and going across, take it across, because otherwise when you put it back on the other side, it's just going to be like, dang it, I was trying to get over there.
Very determined little guys.
Yeah. But yeah, my kids, we're dealing with that with my kids because they love going to the zoo and they love going to see all the reptiles, and they're like mini dinosaurs, so they want one. And I'm like, I keep reminding them, okay, you want a snake? Okay, cool. That's a 20-year commitment or longer, and so like reminding them that, and they're like, oh, I just wanted to play with one for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, so let's wait until you get older and you really want to commit to that. But
because otherwise you and Mom are going to have to take care of it.
And we already have enough to take care of. Our fourth arrived a couple weeks ago, so we got 4 humans to take care of, and I keep telling them we don't need. Let's go to the zoo. We'll see the reptiles and stuff there. And hey, if you want to see dinosaurs, guess what? Until August 2nd, you can go to Dinosauria at the zoo. So they love doing that. So
so congratulations, by the way, on the baby. Chase Bunker also welcomed a baby around the same time.
His first.
Yes, I can't even imagine doing 4, let alone I'm struggling with 1.
It gets easier.
He started doing cold plunges and all that other stuff.
It does. It gets easier. Yeah, you'll get used to it.
I'm not I'm only 3 weeks today.
Yeah.
I'm 3 weeks in, and no, it's not gotten easier.
The first one's the hardest.
Yeah, it seems like what's crazy is now, like before, my wife has said 1 kid, 1 kid, 1 kid. Then she started using the plural version, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Whoa, hold your horses there, sweetheart.
Yeah, just go with it. If she says she wants another one, just go with it.
So, Dinosauria, tell us about Dinosauria. I saw these statues the last time I was there.
Yeah, big Dinosauria exhibit. You can go through. It's been there for a few months now, but it's ending in August. So you got another basically 10 days or so to go see the dinosaurs if you want to go check those out.
So the statues are being moved?
Yeah, it's a company. It's an outside company. So they come in and they set up and then stay for a few months, and then they move them on to their next location, wherever they're going to go inspire people and stuff. So. But yeah, we got to get those out of the way, and then of course we're so close to Spooktacular, and that decoration stuff is going to start going up soon, and before you know it, it's just wild. July 22nd. I mean, as waiting for this baby to come for that long. Now looking and seeing we're almost through July is just wild.
I know the Brewfest is coming up, and so we're predisposed toward Brewfest. But do you guys each have a favorite zoo event during the year without getting in trouble? We won't tell everybody, but
I'm gonna go with Brew and Exuberation, almost like a tie, because they're very similar events. They're both sip and strolls, but they're at opposite times. One's in the spring, one's in the fall, and I just love those because sip and strolls, when you're trying some of the best restaurants in town, their best food and the drinks, we can do them all over town and they happen all over the place, but I've been to them in hotel conference room, conference centers and stuff, and that's okay. But like a sip and stroll at the zoo, it's just it's so much better. It's such a beautiful place with the gardens and stuff. Yeah, the animals are mostly asleep, but we also have some of our ambassador animals out at these events, and so you get to see them. So those are my 2 favorite.
Okay, Emily, yours?
Yeah, I would say Brew at the Zoo is one of my favorites. And then this past year, Toast to Conservation was amazing. We had Robert Irwin there. So
Robert Irwin.
That was definitely my favorite this year.
Is there any possibility that Robert will come back?
Yeah.
I was really trying to set him up with my daughter.
I would highly doubt it. Seeing everything he's getting into right now. He's getting into all kinds of stuff right now. He's going to be on another dance show and like he's commentating and stuff. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to – we kind of – that was lightning in a bottle. We caught that one before he exploded on Dancing with the Stars. We had reached out to his people before that show.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had
So years in the making.
Not quite, but literally a couple months before Dancing with the Stars kind of, took off, and it was just so great because we were like, oh my gosh, yeah, he didn't know if he was going to be. I mean, his sister did win it, so maybe he kind of thought he would be okay, but yeah, we got to him before then.
There, he deserved it.
I can't imagine his fee is staying the same. Even though the fee was substantial for us, I'm sure he's getting much more now.
But it was worth it for the zoo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he's a great person, a great human being. I hope we don't ever find out anything bad about that family because they seem so wholesome and so wonderful. And I just want to, they're like conservation royalty.
He was exactly what you see on, his speech was great. His energy was the same as you always see it. Everybody you talk to around him says he's just as genuine as they get. So he genuinely cares for conservation, and that's the really cool thing, because that's what we're trying to push out at the zoo. We want people to think about conservation and education, and having people like that, as he said, at his age group in the early 20s, it's an important age group to get a hold of, get them off their phones and start thinking about the real world.
And zoo memberships cost?
Yeah. The zoo membership is still the same best deal you can get. It's the cost of 2.5 visits. So if you go 3 or more times in a year, you're gonna more than pay for it. So 2.5 visits you pay for, and 360 visits you get for free, because we're closed a couple days a year.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
Got to get some rest. Curtis Dvorak, Emily Gmitter, interpretive specialist, and Sam Wise. Thank you so much for being our guest today. We really can't wait for you to come back.